Hey there, welcome to my channel. Let's continue with our series. So this is the time where we are going to add some code to our repository in order to create, get, update, delete all the product operations. Let's add some function quickly here inside this product repository class. Cool. So we have created all these 5 functions. One is for create product and get all products, get product by ID, update product, and delete product, right? So for create product, we need to have some kind of input, right? Let's go to DTO and add some code in this product input.ts file. All right, so we have created our product input, ID, name, description, category, image, URL, price, and availability. So these are the things we are going to add it right there inside this product repository while we are just creating our product. So here, let's implement this product input. And we are going to deconstruct all the stuff. Same thing we are going to implement for our update product as well as. Let's copy these things from here and edit here also. And once we go to now our repository is perfectly able to receive all these inputs. Let's go to our product API, and you can see this create product. It is not accepting any kind of arguments, right? So let's try to pass this event right here. So this event we are going to use. Now let's go to this create product, and we're going to implement this API gateway event. Let's quickly import it. Okay, the same thing we are implementing for other functions as well as. All right. Now for create product, we need to validate all this error stuff from our input also. All right. So how to validate this stuff? Let's open our user service. So this is our user service. Let's go to handlers, and you can see inside the user handlers we have already created our user. Go to create user from the service inside the service. So this input and errors exactly same way we are going to implement. Let's copy this piece of code from here from our user service. That is, you can find it out in the repository. And yes, we need to import this one. Let's quick fix. Yes, app validation error. That is also we have already copied from here. It is inside the validity and errors, right? This is the validation error we are just using throughout of our application. Let's try to implement that as well as quick fix. Yeah, this one also. Yeah, imported, and this is not the sign-in input. This is our product input. Now, if there is no any kind of errors, then let's create the product. Okay, and so this data is kind of void. Why it is saying like, because this create product, it is not returning anything. So let's go ahead and add some code here where it will interact with our database and it will create the product and return some data, right? So that is what we are going to do. And right before moving forward, what kind of database we are going to implement, let's try to understand. If you go to database section, you can see user service and the transaction service. We have decided to use SQL. So that's why we have implemented PostgreSQL for our user service. And same thing we are going to do for our transaction service as well as, right? And for live chat service and products and deal services, we're going to use NoSQL. We have two choices. Either we can implement DynamoDB or maybe we can implement MongoDB, right? So we have decided to go with MongoDB for a while, right? Maybe live chat we can implement the DynamoDB. But for MongoDB also, we can utilize some kind of ODM or maybe ORM. As a kind of basic step, we will be implementing Mongoose for a while. And after that, just to get it done, all the features like creating the products and creating deals, category, and all these things. Then once this is done, then we will be moving forward to some kind of the ORM tool. For the separation of the concern, we are already keeping the repository layer separate. That is the beauty of the writing clean code. So at any point you can change your database start from the MongoDB to RDS, or maybe to DynamoDB, or maybe you can use ODM or maybe ORM, anything you can implement at this layer. So your business logic will be not going to be get impact at all. For a while, we are going to implement the Mongoose, and later stage, we are going to implement the Prisma. As a kind of ORM, we are going to implement Prisma in upcoming classes. So where we will be using in our user service and the product service also, because there we have used the PostgreSQL, and here we are going to use the MongoDB. So body database are supported by Prisma. So that's a kind of very good tool. I'm often using this one. But for a while, let's get it done, the creation of the products and deals and all the stuff. All right, to implement the MongoDB, let's try to install one ODM, and that is called Mongoose. Right. Perfect. So we have added Mongoose. Okay. So we are going to use Mongoose as a kind of ODM tool for our MongoDB. And right before adding some code to this product model, let's understand what are the things exactly needed for our product table. So first thing, ID is needed, right? That is perfectly fine. So in our case, we are going to use the MongoDB, then certainly this ID will be underscore ID, maybe underscore ID. Yeah. And name description, that is fine. Category ID also fine. And image URL, price, availability, this seller ID and deals ID and stock unit. These are some of the things we are going to take care later stage when we are going to create our deals, right? And category also, we are just going to assign some random value for a while, unless we are creating our category table. Okay, so our main focus will be just to create the product with the bare minimum values in terms of ID, name, description, and maybe image, price, availability, something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and create all those fields in our product model. All right, so here we have created our product doc, and product doc is a kind of Mongoose document, right? And additionally, we have added all the required fields for our product model, right? And the same way we have created our product schema as well as, and we are providing all these required attributes just like we have created this type, okay? And finally, we are removing some of the information. So while we are transforming all this object to JSON, then we don't need like underscore b version, and created and updated that, right? And we are creating the timestamp as well as, just for sake of like when this product is created or something, some operations we need to do. That's why I just created this one. And finally, we are exporting our products here, okay? The product model is ready, but one of the things we need to take care, because we are going to use the Prisma anyway. So this is this specific type we can just get rid of from here. And let's create a new type here that is called then while we are going to use ORM, then this product model is going to be utilized, then rest of all the data we can just get rid from here. Okay, cool. Now our product model is ready. Let's go ahead to this product repository. Let's create it here. Perfect. So now we have added the create product code here, and to execute this code, we need to have the connection with the database also. Let's add some code here in the database connection file. So this is quite simple, right? So we are importing our Mongoose here, and we are setting it like strict query false, because anyway we are not using this strict query. And the connect DB is simply just taking the DB URL, and we are just connecting right here. So how we can connect this one? So in our case, we are going to use our Cloud MongoDB, because as soon as we are deploying all these things in the AWS account, then certainly it has to execute from right there, right? not from our local machine. So in that scenario, we are going to, in future, we are going to set up a kind of our database server inside AWS account where RDS and the MongoDB or some other type of data will be reside there, and we will connect internally right there. But for a while, let's go ahead and here, if you don't have a kind of account in the cloud MongoDB, just to go ahead and sign up right there. And as soon as you are signed up, then you need to create a kind of instance right there. Then you can just go ahead, click right here in this portal here, and click on create. Then it will take you to this page where maybe you can create your the new cluster. So dedicated, serverless, or shared. So shared is a free one, right? So you can just create your own cluster from here by selecting this one. This is totally free, so it is not going to source anything, right? And once you create the cluster, all right, so once your cluster is created, so you will get some kind of interface just like this, right? And click on connect, and then you will get some options in order to get the connection URL, and click on the connect to your application. Then you can get this kind of the URL string, right? Just to copy this one, and make sure this user ID password you replace with your real user ID password. That is, you can get it from here. Click on the database access and click on the add new database user and put your username, suppose example. I'm just putting example, and put your password right here, and add built-in rule. Click on here, add built-in rule. What kind of rule you are needed? So on the read only, or read and write, or atlas admin, whatever it is, you can assign it. So in my case, I'm just assigning read and write any database. Okay, that specific user ID password can access to any database, right? That is what I'm using. And once this is done and click on the add user, then you will get some kind of the user list from here, right? Once your user is created, make sure go to network access, and make sure you have if you are not using dedicated MongoDB cluster, then make sure like you add your IP address right here, whatever IP address you are going to access. But in our case, we don't have a kind of dedicated IP address from our serverless. Then make sure you are assigning your network access to anywhere, access from anywhere, because our CDK is not using any kind of dedicated IP address. So if you are not assigning to anywhere, then you may get trouble to timeout or connection issue with the MongoDB, right? Add IP address and click on here 0.0.0.0/0. This will give you access to your database from anywhere, right? Cool. Now our database is ready. Let's go ahead and utilize that specific connection string right there. All right, so this is our database connection file. So this is our database URL, and this database URL, we are going to use something like this way for a while, and later stage we are going to replace this one with a process.env, or maybe you can implement .env also, but in our case we are not going to use .env. We are going to use the secret manager, AWS secret manager, where we will store all the credential related to all the microservices. But we need to connect with the database while our Lambda function is going to be spin up. All right, so let's add some code right here. So now what we are going to do, we are going to implement this file right here in the product API right before this one. Right, so once our Lambda function is going to be initialized, at that time we'll be connecting with our database here, right? This utility function is going to be automatically called, and if you go here, this file will be going to be called, and you'll be instantly connect with our database. So now let's go to create product. Let's check it out, everything is correct or not, and our data is here. Repository create product is getting called, and if you go to create product, then you can see rest of all is correctly. It's done, right? Product is created, and this is a kind of promise, and that is getting resolved right here in this product service. Yeah, here we are using await, and as soon as we are receiving response, and we are giving back to these here in the service, in the success response, right? That is being served from the product API here. This one. Now let's give it a try. So we are going to spin our server. Run dev. Perfect. So it is listening to our localhost 3000. Let's go to our Postman. We are going to call this product post API, where we are going to create this product. Let's try to call this one. Yeah, can you see it is just created, right? But there's a problem exactly, because it says the availability is true and ID is this, but it is not taking the input. Why exactly it's happening? That is the thing exactly happening from the create product input, because here you can see we are not using any kind of middleware, right? So while we are creating this input, we should have to wrap it up with the JSON parser, right? Because the same thing we did for our user service with the help of MIDI. But here also we are going to use some kind of middleware, but not right now instantly. Let's try to implement JSON parser, parse, and this one something like this. And this is, you need to just wrap it up with, because it has to check like the body is present or not. But we are assuming it shouldn't have to be null. And that is the error we are going to handle, because we are going to wrap it up with a try catch. So anyway, that specific error going to handle right here. Now let's try to spin once more. Cool. So now you can see as soon as it is created, then it is giving back the data. And if you can check it out here in the database, like go to browse collection, and we can see this is our newly created database, right? This is called Node.js SLS master class. And if you click on the products, then you can see this is the first one, which is by mistake and we have created, and there is no any other information. So let's try to delete this one, delete. And second one, you can see this is pretty clear, right? This is the exact way it is created, the model we have introduced, right? Name, description, category, image, URL, price, availability, etc. Let's go ahead and try to create a couple of more. This time, let's say. Let's go ahead in the product service once again, and let's check it out. What are the things we can do it right now? And create product is done. All right, now we need to call the get products. So go ahead here. All right, so here in the get all products, we are going to call all the products. All right, in that case, let's try to return products, fine. And we are keeping this offset because maybe you can call from the front end by page or specific data range, like this much of this, let's say 1 to 10 or 10 to 20 or something like that. That specific offset we can put it right there. So that is, we can put something like this, keep the offset. Perfect. So now we are just to try to find it out all the data, and by skipping that specific things. And here we can put the limit as well as how much limit exactly it's needed. If it has page is there, like maybe 10 or maybe 100, something like that. Depends on the page number, we can just put it. We can just put the pages, and if pages is there, then put pages, and else let's say 500. Right, so this is the limit exactly. We just try to get it. Let's try to add the similar kind of stuff for our product by ID. So in that case, return products and find by ID. This is going to be ID. This is cool. Now just to try to find out the product, let cool. So we are updating the product information based on this ID, right? Which is we are going to pass on the product input. And first we are just to try to find out the existing product, and we are setting up all these variables just like this, right? So anyway, we are not going to follow this one. With the help of the ORM, it will be more easy than this. So that is we are going to implement. Okay. Now let's try to delete the product as well as. So delete product is very simple. It's like products dot delete one by ID. The ID where we are passing it right here. So it seems like our product repository is totally clear. So now let's go ahead to the product service and implement one by one. Then here in get products, also we are just to try to const data await and get product also going to be similar. here we need to pass the ID. So how we can get this specific ID? So let's try to implement some kind of logic right here. So we are going to grab the product ID. All right, if it is exist, then simply provide the product ID here. Right, for edit product, it will be similar just like create product. Let's grab this piece of code from here and add it here. And instead of this create product, replace with edit product. Update product maybe. Yes, update product. Right. And this input we need to replace with the path parameter, right? Because edit product will be having the path parameter. Similar just like this. So just add this piece of code here. Right. And that product ID we are going to pass it in the input. Right. So how we can do so? Here input dot ID will be our product ID. Now our edit product also, it's perfectly fine. Cool. Now let's go ahead to implement delete product. Delete product will be similar just like for our get product by ID. Just to copy this piece of code from here and add it here. So here instead of this get product, it will be delete product. Delete product. Perfect. So now our product service is ready, where we are creating our product and getting our products, getting all products, and get specific product by ID, and editing our product, right? Edit product and deleting our product. Now let's go to Postman, right? And we can just give it a try. So I'm going to restart my server. So here we are creating this product, right? So let's try to call once more. Yeah, it is created. Now get the products. It's a get call, right? It's a root. You can see there is no any ID, right? It should have to give me a bunch of all the products. So you can see there are 3 products because I am not passing any kind of offset or something else, right? That is we are going to introduce in later stage, because as you can see, that is also if we are going to pass some kind of path parameter or query parameters, that is also we need to capture it right here in this function right here, right? So depends on that the query parameter, we can do much more good stuff in terms of like offset, pagination and all. That is also we are going to implement. And right now let's try to grab this one, maybe this one, right? And get product by ID. Here we are going to paste the product ID, right? It should have to give you one single product. Yeah, you can see this is giving one single product. And let's try to edit this specific product. So I'm gonna say this is not MacBook, right? This is my old laptop. It is getting updated. All right, let's get products. You can see this is the laptop which is we have edited. All right, and we have changed the name. Now click here to get product. Now we should have to see the updated data. Yeah, it is updated, right? All right, so we are going to delete this product, my old laptop. Let's copy this ID from here and go to delete product and add it right here. Click on send. All right, so it seems like our delete is not going through. So why it is not going through? Let's check it out. So here in the delete section, delete product, delete one, this ID. Okay, so this ID doesn't exist at all in the product, right? So product, how this ID exists exactly, it is exists by underscore ID, right? So we need to provide this one. Underscore ID is ID, right? Or maybe we can just keep it like this, right? So we are not following that specific convention. Let's put it like this way. Now let's try to spin once more the server. Now let's go ahead and click on delete. Now it is done, right? Delete count is 1. If I click on the get products, once again send this one, then I shouldn't supposed to see this my old laptop here anymore, right? Perfect. So now our rest of all data has gone. Only two items are available. Great. Now you can see our product service endpoints, all the required endpoints for create product, update product, delete product, or get product by ID, or finding all the products. Everything is working correctly, right? In the next episode, we are going to work on our deals and the category, along with the upload of the image feature to S3 bucket, right? And then we can move forward to the microservice communications between the product service and user service, where we will introduce adding the payment gateway, and how we can just create the transaction and all, etc. I hope you like this video tutorial. If you really like this video tutorial, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe it right now, because there are a lot of useful content I'm going to put it throughout of this series. Thank you.